Hello everyone, and welcome to The Sims Lore. Today, we'll be looking at the mysterious grave behind Plasma 501 in Bridgeport. This story, I think, is directly connected to last week's video on the vampire wars in Bridgeport, which if you haven't seen, go do that now and come back. I'll leave the link down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Alright, let's get straight into the video. Bridgeport. A vibrant city with an energetic nightlife and bustling club scene. A place full of sparkling lights of fame and rich Sims. A place where hopes and dreams come alive. But is there something unsettling? Let's have a look at Plasma 501. It's the place to be if you're a powerful, respected vampire. It seems like a good hotspot to go clubbing in, but is it more than that? Is it hiding something darker? It might hold more secrets than you think. Plasma 501 is the tallest skyscraper in Bridgeport. The lobby is pretty large and would hold a good amount of Sims who are trying to get into the club. Going up a floor brings you to the club's entrance. Here, there are 2 bathrooms for male and female Sims. Getting into the club is hard if you're not a 1-star celebrity, but you can always ask to get in, sneak in, or try and bribe the bouncers with some simoleons. The club itself holds tables for hanging out, a small stage with piano, bass, guitar, and drums, and a small dance area next to it. Matthew Hamming here seems to be feeling the vibe, even though the place is completely empty. There's a small outdoor area where Sims can sit down, chat, lounge, make out on the sofa, or look through the telescope at the breathtaking views. Upstairs, there's a bar with more seating areas and a chess table. There are also these accent rooms your Sims can't access but can see through windows. Interesting wallpaper choice. When on the ground floor, your Sims can go to level 26, which is the lounge, or level B1, which is the basement. But that's if they already got admitted into the club. Once they arrive to the basement, it's pretty difficult to see. Your Sim can keep going through what seems like a maze, but they can also access this door next to the elevator, which leads to a room with 2 vampire coffins. The end of the hall leads to a staircase. Oh look, I guess Carolyn Custard and William Fangman came to explore. As your Sim goes up the stairs, you now realize you're in a small, red, creepy enclosure with 1 tombstone belonging to a Lotta Graves, which is a play on the words a lot of graves. It could also be pronounced Greaves, but I'll go into more detail later as I think it's Graves. So what happened to Lotta? Who was she? How did she die? What does Ebenezer Clavier have to do with this? Let's take a closer look at Lotta. By looking at her tombstone, we know she fulfilled her lifetime wish and that she died of a fire. When reviving her, we can see she's a young adult, a Pisces, and has no sense of humor, is a light sleeper, and is charismatic. Her lifetime wish seemed to be the become super popular, which her tombstone suggests she completed. Although when you resurrect her, she doesn't actually know 20 Sims. She was a young adult and she already had her lifetime wish of becoming super popular completed. That to me is pretty unusual. Lotta's favorites are pop music, cookies, and the color black, and she has 3 skill points in gardening. Her relationships panel is where things get interesting and we have a bit more clues as to what might be happening. Lotta seems to be friends with human Sim Ebenezer Clavier, and although Lotta is not a vampire, she has 2 relationships with vampire Vladimir Schlick and enemies with Elvira Slayer, the most powerful vampire in Bridgeport. Interestingly, Vladimir Schlick is part of Elvira's clan, so it's weird to me that he was friends with Lotta while Elvira hated her. Really curious thing as well, but Lotta has a red engagement looking ring on her ring finger on her left hand. This might just be casual jewelry, however, she might have been romantically involved with someone. Was she about to become a vampire but Elvira said no? Was she Vlad's fiancé or wife? It would make sense if Vlad wanted to turn her, but because of Elvira's puritanical no new vampires allowed rule, she was against it. Or maybe Elvira went so far as to kill her with the help of the new vampires. Maybe Elvira found Lotta's popularity very threatening to her future as a leader, knew Vlad wanted to turn her, and so Elvira had her killed. We've got to look deeper into this mystery as there is actually a lot more there. There are several other clues I want to talk about first, like Lotta's dress. Notice anything familiar? If we go back to Plasma 501, to those strange accent rooms, we can see that those same skulls are on Lotta Graves' dress. Personally, I think this clue is huge. I think this means whatever happened to Lotta, it happened in Plasma 501. Lotta seems to have been a great candidate for becoming a vampire, and it seems like that's what the game is hinting at here. She already has a popular music choice for a new vampire, her food would change to O positive, and the color is black, which is basically any vampire's favorite color. It looks like Sims are starting to swarm in at around midnight. Are these the regulars? Because if so, it explains quite a bit. This will make more sense, I promise, but first let's have a look at the surrounding area in which Lotta Graves is buried in. Her tombstone is behind a dumpster in a fenced area at the back of Plasma 501. The street light there gives an ominous, creepy red light which might hint to the way Lotta died, which is fire. There are 2 dead trees near her gravestone, which really adds to the foreboding feeling. Enclosed in a stone fence is the entrance to the underground vampire tunnel, which definitely has something to do with her death. On the walls surrounding the area, there are a few graffitis that I was trying to decipher by looking at the Simlish alphabet. I couldn't come up with anything conclusive, but this word here seems to have LE at the beginning. If any of you guys are good with Simlish, maybe you can uncover what this means, if it means anything at all. There's also something pretty interesting about this little figure here. To me, this looks really familiar. It really reminds me of Ebenezer Clavier with his short, stubbly hair and his bow tie. Could this be a coincidence, or a clue as to what might have happened to Lotta Graves? If we move back inside the lounge in Plasma 501, right by the entrance near the lounge seating is an urn. There is no indication as to whom this might be, as it's just labelled with remains. There's also this creepy connection that Lotta might have to someone from The Sims 2. On Olive Specter's property from The Sims 2, there are lots of graves in her garden. Rumour has it that she kills Sims around town. Well, there is one Sim in particular that is pretty crucial to the story. Her name was Danielle Graves. When she was alive, Danielle used to be a pizza delivery person. Clearly, she delivered pizza to the wrong house. But what connection does she have to Lotta Graves? It might just be that Lotta is an in-game reference to Olive's victims. It could be that they're related. We might never know. For now, I think we need to have a look at everyone who lives next to or near Plasma 501 to maybe understand what happened to Lotta. First up is an obvious suspect, Jessica Talon, part of the Talon and Stryker household. We already looked at this household in my Vampire Wars video where we discovered that Jessica has the hidden pyromaniac trait. Bo Merrick, who is in a separate household and is in Jessica's vampire clan, is also a pyromaniac. Jessica lives right across Plasma 501 and Bo is nearby, right next to the bridge. Coming back to what I was saying earlier when we saw the regulars of Plasma 501, considering Lotta died of a fire on the lot, it's no surprise to see Bo here, to be honest. I definitely think either him or Jessica, or even both, had something to do with Lotta's death, whether it was accidental or on purpose. Next, let's have a look at the Tenderlove household, as their building is right next to Lotta's burial site. The household consists of 3 roommates, Barry Tenderlove, Jun Soo, and Ace Wild. Their household bio reads, "The residents of the Tenderlove household are regulars at the club scene downtown. Between Barry's bartending dreams and Ace's penchant for neon clubwear, there are a lot of nightlife aspirations under one roof. Jun and the boys really hope they'll make it in this town because they can't imagine living anywhere else." The household lives at 9656 Slimway Avenue in an apartment building called Bridgeport Armory. The lobby of the apartment building is very colourful compared to the rest of Bridgeport apartment lobbies. The roommate's apartment has an open-plan living room with a bar, a kitchen, 3 bedrooms, and 1 bathroom. So let's have a look at Barry Tenderlove first. His bio reads, "Barry has dreams of making it big in the restaurant scene downtown. He's got the skill, but will his slacker roommates hold him back?" Barry is a young adult who works as a spice runner in the culinary career where he's doing alright. He's an Aquarius and is artistic, has a green thumb, is a schmoozer, an angler, and a computer whiz. His favourites are electronica music, hamburger, and the colour aqua. He only has one skill point in cooking and one in guitar, and his lifetime wish is to become a master mixologist. Barry is good friends with his roommates Ace Wilde and Jun Soo, friends with Ricky Bailey, Margarita Savoy, distant friends with Mick Situp, Ty Bellino, Buster Round, Devin Ashton, and disliked with his ex-girlfriend Olive Kipling. In his inventory, Barry carries the usual high school diploma, digital camera, and umbrella, but also a guitar and 2 books titled Planet B-Boss and Do I Exist? Let's move on to Jun Soo. Her bio reads, "This former child star is all grown up and ready to party throughout the night at the city's best clubs." Jun vows to never let a velvet rope stop her. Jun is a young adult working as a bedpan cleaner in the medical career where she's kinda doing badly. She's an Aquarius and is brave, flirty, a slob, handy, and hot-headed. Her favourites are electronica music, goopy carbonara, and the colour hot pink, and she has 1 skill point in logic. Her lifetime wish is to live in the lap of luxury, and funnily enough, in my game, Elvira Slayer is her boss. She's also good friends with her roommates, friends with her coworker Diana Jones, and with Lily Beauchic. In her inventory, she carries the usual and 2 books titled French Toast, French Fries, and French Kissing, and Seance and Sixth Sense abilities, which might have something to do with Lotta. Jun might have a family member residing in Oasis Landing by the name of Jason Soo, but as he's from the future, she wouldn't know him, nor would he appear in her family tree yet. She could also possibly have family members in Sugar Maple Coast from The Sims 3 Pets for console, as there is a family called Sue there. Let's move on to Ace Wilde. His bio reads, "Ace's clothes cause people to often accuse him for being colorblind. What they don't see is that his strange and peculiar fashion sense is the inspiration for many of the city's cutting-edge clothing trends." Ace is a young adult working as a test subject in the science career where he's doing okay. Ace is an Aries and is insane, a daredevil, virtuoso, grumpy, and a computer whiz. His favourites are electronica music, key lime pie, and the colour lime, and his lifetime wish is to become a creature-robot crossbreeder. Ace has no skills, and he's good friends with both his roommates, friends with Feng Chu and Lily Beauchic. He also has acquaintances with his boss, Brandy Collins. In his inventory, he carries the usual objects and also 2 books titled Zombies, Zombies, and So Hot in Binary. So the bio mentions they're all regulars within the clubbing scene. To me, the first 2, Barry and Jun, seem pretty harmless. Their traits don't indicate that they could do harm in any way, other than your eyes. That pink is... Anyway. Ace seems a bit suspicious. There's nothing in his bio to indicate that he did anything. I guess it's just something in his eyes. Let's have a look at Ebenezer Clavier now, who knew Lotta Grace before she died. His household bio reads, "Little Ebby, as his parents and older siblings called him, was always supposed to go work on his family llama ranch, just like generations of his family before him. However, much to his family's dismay, Ebenezer's love for music took him to the city and away from them. Will his talent be enough to sustain him, or will he end up back on the ranch?" Ebenezer lives at 1757 Memorial Parkway in an apartment building called Bridgeport Arms. His building's lobby has a chess table, and his apartment has 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, a kitchen, and a living room with a piano, which makes sense considering he's a musician, and Clavier is a play on the word clavier, which means piano in German. Ebenezer's bio reads, "Ebenezer is naturally gifted in the musical arts, but he's always struggled in social situations. Finding the right kind of sim to love might change all of that for him." Ebenezer is an unemployed young adult who is unflirty, good, a perfectionist, a daredevil, and artistic. Ebenezer is a Gemini, and his lifetime wish is to become a hit movie composer. His favourites are classical music, Stew Surprise, and the colour Spiceberry, and he has 2 skill points in guitar and 4 in piano. Ebenezer is friends with Bart Hammer, Area Trill, and distant friends with Pin Yin. I personally don't think he had it in him to do anything to Lotta. I mean, look at him. but also his traits suggest that he could never hurt a fly. I think him and Lotta were friends, probably hung out in Plasma 501 together, and she died tragically, leaving him with one less friend. Although him being a daredevil probably meant that him and Lotta would have a lot of fun on nights out. It's actually pretty interesting though, since Lotta died in a fire and daredevil sims don't panic when near a fire and can also extinguish fires on lots 33% faster than other sims. So this actually makes me think that he probably wasn't with Lotta the night she died, as he would have probably saved her. Let's get into some theories about what might have happened to Lotta Graves or who she is. Theory number 1. Elvira saw Lotta as a threat, coordinated a fight between the old and the new clan, and pretended that Lotta's death was an accident. There must be a connection there between the fact that Lotta is friends with Vladimir Schlick, but enemies with Elvira. What I think happened is that Vlad wanted to turn Lotta, since there are big hints to her liking the same things as vampires, but Elvira was against it. She was due to fight the new clan of vampires and coordinated it in such a way that she made sure Lotta would be there. The fight then took place in Plasma 501, and Elvira made sure Lotta would be in the way when Jessica or Bo tried their fatal move, their pyromaniac powers. Theory number 2. Lotta is the Grey Woman of SimCity. The Grey Woman of SimCity is a statue introduced in The Sims 2 Nightlife whose description reads, "There is an old legend about the Grey Woman of SimCity. It is said that one day, while the Grey Woman was baking a turkey, she got a phone call from a long-lost cousin and accidentally forgot the turkey was in the oven. This caused her house to catch on fire, and tragically, the turkey was burned. Also, the woman died. But it is said that she watches over all babies and toddlers from beyond the grave, and that is why they cannot be harmed by fire." So obviously this description is said to be the reason why babies can't die in fires in the Sims series, and I think the developers rightly thought that allowing that kind of thing would be a bit too much for the game. I like the theory that Lotta might be or might have something to do with the Grey Woman of SimCity. However, Lotta lives in Bridgeport, and she clearly has something to do with the vampire feud, and she didn't really die in a house fire, so... Theory number 3. The new clan are all pyromaniacs, and they killed Lotta Graves in order to gain more notoriety and become the main vampire clan in Bridgeport. Jessica Talon, the leader of the new vampire clan in Bridgeport, could have potentially seen Lotta as a threat. Considering she was very popular around town and friends with Vladimir Schlick, he could have convinced Elvira to come around about letting him turn Lotta. So this definitely scared Jessica, and she set her clan, more specifically Bo Merrick, to kill her while she was out clubbing. Who knows, maybe Lotta is one of the reasons why the feud even started. Theory number 4. Lotta's death was an accident. Lotta could have just died in a fire in Plasma 501, maybe accidentally. Maybe Jessica and Bo were actually trying to kill Elvira and Lotta was in the way, ending up being collateral damage, along with the other mysterious sim or vampire sim whose remains are above the lounge sofa. Alright guys, there you have it, lots of info on Lotta Graves and the mystery surrounding her. I'd like to thank my patrons Olivia McSwain, Negative Dana, Papa Khan, Leo Thompson, Artsy Flashback, Nathan Lim, Caitlin Luigi, Mr. Netch, A Wild Kitty Cat, Kitajan the Arcane Archer, LaBelle, Carolyn, Andreas, and Whitney. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. That's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it and let me know your theories in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more lore and updates. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!